And here it is. The rumors persist. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to move. The rumors does persist. I persist. What is the level of your persistence? So the session has commenced, and your company is required. I am gathered. Are you gathered with me? That thing that we do round about this time, a little bit later than when we do it about this time, but we are doing it exactly right now. So if you are chanced, come then gather. Let's do it together. One man went to mow. The eagle has landed.
Another Savior. Holy, 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 Aregbesola. Another Savior. Another Savior. Holy, 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 Aregbesola.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika, yabika kwa namno. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo. It's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Nandekano, it's another Savior. Sing along, holy, 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 Nandekano, it's another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 holy. Right and getting moving faster now. Holy, 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 it's another Savior. Holy, holy, getting moving right, moving faster. Yeah, for freedom. It's another Savior. Yeah, for freedom. Holy, 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 Nandekano. It's another Savior.
Another Savior. Holy, 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 Aregbesola. Another Savior. Another Savior. Holy, 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 Aregbesola.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 holy. It's another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 it's another Savior. Holy, 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 it's another Savior. Many years after the genocide, another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Iyamadika, yabika kwa namno wao. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo.
So there you heard it. Voices from the East. Holy, holy, and holy, holy. Nnamdi Kanu is their mother savior. They continue to the East. They continue rather. That was, I'm not sure even if that was a Freudian cyst. I cannot speak today. So holy, 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 holy. Nnamdi Kanu is their mother savior. They continue to insist. So holy, 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 holy Nnamdi Kanu is their mother savior. As guys, I bring you this. Buhari's minister Aregbesola moves against Tinubu, accuses ex-Lagos governor of playing God in Osun State. So there it is, or the opening salvo. So it looks as though all movements are against Tinubu now gathering and forming a formidable fist to knock him out just in totality. Just yesterday we were discussing his health, and today we are discussing treachery, but the guy continues to campaign. So what will play out at the end of the day? So a lot of mysteries to unravel, but mystify this. Buhari's minister Aregbesola moves against Tinubu, accuses Lagos governor of playing God in Osun State. So that is Aregbesola, and we are still with Aregbesola. We have asked God to bring Tinubu down. He doesn't mean well for us. Aregbesola still, so you don't get more forceful than that, and you don't get more categorical than that. So that is the headline. But then, of course, what the piece says might well be different, but the headline categorical enough. We have asked God to bring Tinubu down. He does not mean well for us, a headline attributed to Aregbesola. So quite what is in play there, we'll find out just shortly. Only Nigerian can give reason why ABBA Kyari has not been extradited. The United States government mounting the pressure. So ABBA Kyari, of course, at the front end of the news in Nigeria at the moment. A lot of things going on with that guy, and one of those things, only Nigeria can give reason why ABBA Kyari has not been extradited, a headline attributed to the American government. So there it is right there. So they seek him here, they seek him there, they seek him everywhere, the Scarlet Pimpernel. So the Scarlet Pimpernel Tinubu, 2023 presidency, Tinubu visits the Sultan of Sokoto. So the empty noise in the ethers does not especially seem to bother this fella as he continues to thrust forward with his campaign for what he's described as his life-held ambition. Again, the headline, 2023 presidency, Tinubu visits Sultan of Sokoto. So plenty to go through, and I've got like a series of narratives on that and a little video clip as well. So kick back, lean back, take it easy. If you want to come interact with the session, click on the hyperlink that says StreamYard. That is the foremost link. That is the last post that you should be seeing in the comment section. So if you want to come interact the section with the session, click that. So as I gather my thoughts together and reacquaint myself with the English language so I can speak properly, let me now come in now, take a little intermission via Yoruba land and too about Ogunde.
Àgbà kì í ṣòro bí ewé.
So that is it. Imakwele or whatever it is that she said after. So Imakwele or whatever it is that she said after. As guys, I bring you this. Buhari's minister Aregbesola moves against Tinubu, accuses ex-Lagos governor of playing God in Osun State. Former governor of Osun State and current minister of Interior Rauf Aregbesola has berated his political ally and leader Bola Tinubu over the forthcoming governorship election in the state. Aregbesola, who spoke in Ijebu-Ijesha whilst addressing party faithful and stakeholders ahead of the All Progressive Congress ABC governorship primary, described his successor, Boyega Oyetola, as the most useless and corrupt governor ever to rule the state. The minister tore violently into Tinubu and told him that the same treatment meted out to a former Lagos State governor, Akinwumi Ambode, which foreclosed his re-election bid in 2019, would be administered to Oyetola, although for the 21 minutes and 12 seconds that he spoke, Aregbesola did not at any point mention the APC presidential aspirant's name. He, however, made ignoble passes at him in relation to the political situation in Osun, including how he has abused his leadership and suddenly assumed the God complex. He said, "We followed and served this leader with all our might. In fact, our loyalty to him had caused some people to start wondering if we were no longer Muslims. We were with him and served him according to the admonition of our forefathers, who said when serving someone, we should do so with sincerity and loyalty, that if you regard anyone as your principal, you must serve him wholeheartedly. Sadly, we did not know that whilst we wished him well, he didn't think good for us. However, because we placed him higher than where he ordinarily should be, he started to think he is our God. Unfortunately for him, we had sworn to God that whoever compares himself to him, we had begged God to bring such a fellow down. God says he does not have a rival. And if you heard what I said in Arabic, God said, He is God, and He did not have to start procreating before He will assume His place as God. The only human that only humans procreate. You are the ones who attach importance to procreation. As God, he does not need a child to dwell in his glory. He does not need any family member or younger siblings to regale in his majesty. That he does not even need a group to be who he is. That he is God and that is who he is. So whoever puts himself in place of God, well, let him be his own God. With suffering, pain, and perseverance, we nurtured this party to the stage it is, with sweat, tears, and blood, and even lost lives. It is by God's grace that someone like me did not pay the supreme price too. May those who lost their lives to the struggle find peace with the Lord. He mentioned names of some of those who died. As tough as it was, we did not seek revenge. We took we took over government on November the 27th, 2010, and by the 28th, we announced that whoever sought revenge would be struck down by God. We only handed over to God those who made us suffer. After we served for 8 years, it wasn't only party members that benefited from our administration, the entire state did. I went everywhere in Osun with projects. However, by the time my successor was handed over to me around May or July 2018, I was told, Rauf, this is the ideal successor that will stand by you. He would further showcase your efforts. He would not betray you. He would not dim the light of your glory. That was the person who handed him over to me. That was what the person who handed him over to me said. If the person is listening to me, it would resonate with him if he said so or not. But but sorry, hold on. Let me just scroll up a moment. But did he do as he vouched for? And when he reneged on these promises, did the person who handed him over to me draw his attention to these failings? Anyway, isn't the person the one we now see today? Meanwhile, we are here at this station on three grounds, and if we go about it honestly, we would never regret this. First, God detests hypocrisy, that he is above all things, but hypocrisy he would never go close to. However, our prophet Muhammad said, assist the hypocrite and the victim of hypocrisy. But when asked to clarify the logic behind such statement, he answered and said, listen, it is possible for a hypocrite not to know that he is one. However, those of you around should endeavor to join forces with the victim of hypocrisy to prevail over the hypocrite, and that way you would have assisted the hypocrite to change his ways. That is the first reason we are here, and once we can do that, we would be good to go and they would be losers. It is God's commandment. So you don't get more categorical and more pointed than that. So this is it. When they say people have smelt blood with Tinubu. They can see that he's weakened and is waning and is blooded, and they are moving in for the kill. You cannot get. Look, Aregbesola has been with Tinubu man and boy, and he has been doing alright, sir. But the moment he starts to see the guy stumble and pee on himself in public, here he is with the first stab. You don't get more categorical and more damning than that. And that Tinubu will never be the president of Nigeria the way it is going. I cannot see how it will happen with all knives drawn, pointed in his direction, and the cut clean and the blade sharp. The cut is clean, the blade is sharp, and the cut is clean. The blade is sharp and the cut is clean. So that is the faith of Tinubu. They are just out there now to savage this guy in his totality. I've never seen anything more brutish and more brutal. You know, that's more cat. He damned Oyetola, of course, who is a total nonsense. Oyetola is worse than Sanwo-Olu if there was ever a possibility. There's nobody more alright, sir. By the way, Oyetola is Tinubu's cousin. I think you all know that. And it's an empty head. I think that has been demonstrated. Oh, okay, so Sanwo-Olu is Tinubu's boy, but we cannot, in all honesty, say that Ton Sanwo-Olu is an empty head. But Oyetola is both Tinubu's cousin, with just a familial bloodline loyalty, and what damns him the most, and finally, is a total empty head. This is what Aregbesola is pointing to. The blade is sharp and the cut clean. So the blade is sharp and the cut clean. As guys, we continue. We asked God to bring Tinubu down. He does not mean well for us. Aregbesola still speaking. Former governor of Osun State, Rauf Aregbesola, has attacked his political ally and leader, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, over who becomes the next governor of the state. Aregbesola, who is the current Minister of Interior, spoke in Ijebu-Ijesha whilst addressing the All Progressive Congress APC faithful and stakeholders ahead of the party's governorship primary. Aregbesola, whilst addressing the crowd, described the incumbent governor and his successor, Boyega Oyetola, as the most useless and corrupt governors, as the most useless and corrupt governor in the history of the state. The minister said categorically that Oyetola would not be allowed to return for a second term in office, the same way former Governor Akinwumi Ambode was treated in 2019. Although Aregbesola did not directly mention Tinubu's name, he launched some verbal attacks at the APC national leader in relation to the political situation in Osun. He said that Tinubu abused his leadership and suddenly assumed a God complex. We followed and served this leader with all our might. In fact, our loyalty to him had caused some people to start wondering if we were no longer Muslims, he said. But we were with him and served him according to the admonition of our forefathers, who said when serving anyone, we should do so with sincerity and loyalty, that if you regard anyone as your principal, you must serve him wholeheartedly. Sadly, we did not know that whilst we wished him well, he did not think good of us. However, because we placed him higher than where he ordinarily should be, he started to think he is our God. Unfortunately for him, we had sworn to God that whoever compares himself to him, we had begged him to bring such a fellow down. So prayers now for the downfall of Tinubu from what erstwhile was once one of his foremost stalwart. The only person more Tinubu previously was than Aregbesola was Fashola, but now it's just stabbed him. The blade is sharp, as I said, and the cut is clean. Only Nigeria can give reason why ABBA Kyari has not been extradited. The United States speaks. The United States Department of Justice says only the Nigerian government can provide reasons for the delay in the extradition of the suspended DCP ABBA Kyari to the United States. The Super Cop had yet to be extradited despite a United States Federal Bureau of Investigation which revealed how Kyari allegedly collaborated with fraudster Raymond Abbas Hush Puppy in a multi-million-dollar scam. The FBI also alleged that the embattled social media celebrity sent money to Kyari via a third party's bank account and hosted him in his Dubai apartment. Amidst the allegation, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency on Monday declared Kyari wanted for drug trafficking. Correspondents had sent a mail to the United States Department of Justice over Kyari's extradition. Nicole Oxman, a spokeswoman of the DOJ, responded, "As a matter of policy, the department generally does not comment on extradition-related matters. We defer any questions about the status of a defendant's extradition to the foreign country." A week ago, the Justice Minister Abubakar Malami had disclosed on Channels Television that the Nigerian government was collaborating with the United States government on the case of Kyari's involvement with Hush Puppy. There is a lot of issues that are ongoing, inclusive of the possibility and consideration for extradition and associated things. He, however, did not provide a time frame for the process to be completed. Since the FBI uncovered Kyari's involvement in the multi-million-dollar internet scam with by Hush Puppy and his syndicate, 3 separate panels had been set up by the police to examine and re-examine the case filed by the FBI against him. So they continue to examine and re-examine the case only to land on the decision that the guy is not living in Nigeria. We know they're not going to send him to America. We all know that. So we land on this last talking point and then we see if there's anybody in the room to take it on. So I'll go through this talking point and I will say, 2023 presidency, Tinubu visits Sultan of Sokoto. So this is more a photo montage than anything else. The national leader of the All Progressive Congress APC and former governor of Lagos State Bola Ahmed Tinubu met with the Sultan of Sokoto February the 14th. The popular Lagosian was welcomed by a massive crowd. Tinubu is currently consulting several leaders across the country for his presidential aspiration. He had visited to sympathize with the family of the late monarch, Magajin Garin Sokoto, Alhaji Hassan Dambaba. He visited the monarch alongside ex-governor Aliyu Wamoko. So there it is. Let's see if another piece gives us more. So Ashwadi Tinubu visits Sultan of Sokoto, Saad Abubakar. So what does he say? The national leader of Progressive Congress, Ashwadi Bola Tinubu, with the Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Sahad Abubakar on Monday during his visit to Sokoto to commiserate with the monarch and the family of late Magajin Garin Alhaji Hassan Dambaba over his passing. So, as I said, it's more of a photo montage than anything else. So, there's a last piece on this. Let's see if this offers anything. Massive crowd as Tinubu hits Sokoto visits Sultan. So let's see. National leader of the All Progressive Congress APC, Ashwaju Bola Tinubu, was in Sokoto on Monday, where he visited the Sultan of Sokoto, Mohamedu Saad Abubakar. A massive crowd welcomed the former governor of Lagos to Sokoto as he traveled across Nigeria for his presidential aspiration. He had visited to sympathize with the family of the late monarch, the Magajin Garin Sokoto Alhaji Hassan Dan Ba, visiting in the company of Senator Wamako. He condoled with the family and also joined in prayers for the dearly departed. So there it is, right? The magazine, Dambaba, and whatever it is. I think there's a little video clip of this, so which hopefully I don't get kicked off the platform as I play you this video. So I'll play you this video of Tinubu visiting Sokoto, and then we then come into the room.
Allah shi wa shugaban kasa.
So there it is. That was Tinubu in Sokoto. So that video clip, the one thing that it does highlight is that the guy is somewhat physically agile, and his physical agility for a 69, 70, 75-year-old man, I think you cannot quibble that too much. because when he was with the Awujale of somewhere in Yoruba land, something or the other in Abeokuta, we saw him fully prostrate to the guy. So now we see him moving relatively unencumbered. So the physicality of the man, we're seeing it in play, and we cannot really say for his age that is relatively, we cannot say that is not relatively mobile. I think we cannot say that. So, gentlemen, good to have you. Solly, good to see you. The might that is Ajanle Koko, good to have you. And Xero, our man from Scandinavia, good to have you all. Good to have you, gentlemen. So we'll go quickly then to Xero, who is usually at work at this time, and round about this time is usually eating jollof rice and chicken. So are you at it again, Xero? Jollof rice and chicken again? Is it the same thing?
No, I'm eating spaghetti and chicken this time.
Look at that. Are you an Italian? What is spaghetti? What part of Yoruba land are the spaghetti from? What is wrong with it?
You guys said we shouldn't eat. You said we shouldn't eat our stockfish and egusi soup at work now.
The next time I want to hear.
It's not solid. I saying it that day.
The next time I come to you, I want to hear that you are eating a bar and for a goosey at work. You see, this guy, if you are brave enough.
Egusi mixed with Iru.
Iru, yes, essential. We had that fight, didn't we? That people are saying they want to be taking the room because they want to prove they're African to Barclays headquarters, Yam heads.
I'm not ready for that fight now.
No. They will just look at you funny and they start to avoid you. Because your breath will even smell. It's a bit like eating garlic. You both don't eat garlic at work now for a reason. So if they don't eat garlic at work, why are you eating the roux? Because it's just a ridiculousness. But quickly to it then, the blade is sharp and the cut is clean, was how I saw it. Aregbesola, no equivocation, no ambiguity. The punch won and the knockout final. Aregbesola slams Tinubu and he slaps him to the floor. Did you hear all that? And what are you making of this? Tinubu walking wounded, and now they're stabbing.
Yes, Aregbesola is just talking like a typical Nigerian politician does. If you are a godfather and you are close to 80, it's most likely that your proteges are going to disappoint you. They're going to betray you. Look at all the godfathers, even in PDP, the likes of Aneni were betrayed. Even in Obasanjo betrayed those who put him there. Those the northern what do they call them there, who made him president from prison.
Oligarchs.
The situation, the oligarch, yes, who put him there. In Nigeria, even Jonathan betrayed Obasanjo because Obasanjo can tell you himself. So there's no it got in Nigeria.
Power is an intoxicant, isn't it?
Yes, especially in a juncture like this where it is now getting glaring that Tinubu might not be fit. Just look at it. Tinubu is like a man, a horny man who wanted to have a woman, and when the woman undressed, his thing could not get up. Just at the nick of time when
only you will go there. Only you. This is a highbrow. This is a highbrow channel. This. What are you doing, man? You the papa? Are you Papa Jasko?
No, I have to give you an example. A man who has been planning to get married, and the wedding night he could not perform. That is what is happening to Tinubu now. Just at the nick of time, we are hearing that his skin is closed. He cannot walk straight. His knees are bad. His eyesight are worsening. His what is it called? His brain is not as he cannot remember things as before. And then if you look at it, how old is he really? So all these things his proteges have seen, and there are new negotiations under the table. What Aregbesola is doing now is a pointer to the fact that Buhari's promise to Tinubu is no longer holding. If he knows that Tinubu will eventually become president, do you think he will go against Tinubu like this? The answer is no. So that is a pointer to all of us that Tinubu is just a laughing stock. They are laughing at him up there because, trust me, if Tinubu had the assurance of the power that be, Aregbesola will keep quiet because that man himself is a failure.
Exiro, do you think
Aregbesola is a failure?
Yeah, he is. I hate the guy. I don't know why. Because, I usually like that people like that because he calls himself Ogbeni rather than Mr. That already is my sort of language. But there's something about him that doesn't sit right. But do you think he's running an errand with that statement? Do you think he's running an errand? Do you think they sent him to say that?
You see, for me, I look at it in a larger sense. Don't forget that the likes of Ambode started coming out again. So I think there is a crack within the Tinubu boys. Tinubu, you cannot deny the fact that Aregbesola, I think he worked under Tinubu as commissioner before Tinubu sent him to that state to go and hold fort. So Tinubu actually made this guy from ground zero to finish. So for him to be talking like this, I think there's a crack within the Tinubu camp, within the Southwest. And then this crack is even showing in the national space. Because don't forget that we have Osibanjo going to the left. When their father is going for the position, this one is going to the left, and we don't know what negotiations is going on right now. So it all points to one fact, that Tinubu's ambition is shaky. It might not hold because of his health. His senility is showing, and the likes of people like this are not supposed to be talking. The only reason Aregbesola will be talking is because Tinubu's ambition is not viable.
But how has he concluded that Tinubu's ambition is not viable? Because we know Tinubu's health is failing, because it is failing publicly, and we're all seeing it. We're all embarrassed for him. But that is one thing. But if he feels that Tinubu is the anointed one to take that seat, failing health or not, he would not speak. So I am starting to form the thought that this guy would have, because Aregbesola is the Minister of Interior, one of the most senior portfolios in any governance, and certainly in this administration. So I am forming the thought that he has had the signal from the topmost of the top that they are not going to give it to this guy, and he feels sufficiently emboldened to savage him in such manner. Am I just being too conspiratorial?
Yeah. No, you're right, because I told you before that Buhari doesn't seem to be the all in all in this government. But those who are controlling power, the young ones who are his boys, have taken over, and they have told the man that, look, this guy, your friend Tinubu, you promised, we're not going to accept. And Buhari seems not to be able to go against his boys, because if you look at it truly, Buhari himself is powerless.
He's a weakened man.
He's weakened, So, like I said before, many things that were going on during this administration that we are all laying curses on Buhari were actually the handiwork of those men on ground, his own men from the north.
Who do you think is the
Malamis, the Kako?
Who do you think is the arrowhead of the arrowhead though of the cabal? Who do you think points the direction?
Well, I cannot tell you now, but I know that whoever points the direction is Malami is in their camp.
You know, thank you.
Malami might not be
that was the name I was thinking though. So you are saying he might not be the head. Well, I was waiting for you to say that name. And
he might not be the head.
Yes.
Yeah, he might not be the head, but he's part of the body. Because don't forget that when we were clamoring that there's a ABBA Kyari in the Aso Rock that was doing things, the ABBA Kyari that you're talking about is not just one man. He has a group of boys. So that is where, and those are the people who are allowed to enter Buhari's bedroom. Well, whenever Buhari is sick in the UK, he will fly there. Instead of Buhari going to this is the vice president, he handles affairs. No. He will tell everybody, if you want to see me, go to Kyari. That is the kind of person Buhari is, because he's no longer strong. So those people he will tell, okay, if you want to see me, go and see this person. Those are the people that are doing this thing on his behalf. Because at the end of it, they also have a northern agenda. And for them, Tinubu might not suit purpose, because he's a man of his own will. At some point, he will exert himself, and they don't want that. So they want a chicken they can control. And Tinubu is not that. Forget about his health and everything. Tinubu is not a man you can control.
Do you think that is what damns him the most?
So that is part of the reason. And that's why.
X0, do you think what you just said, because I agree with you that Tinubu is a man of his own will, but do you think that is what damns him the most?
Yeah.
That they think that this is a man that we will never be able to control, and I think everybody is of the just universal view that nobody will control Tinubu. And they have to control. You saw what they did to Goodluck Jonathan now. So if not somebody that they can control, then that tells them that they are going to lose power permanently. Is that what damns him the most?
Of course.
Because let me just add this. Tinubu, in just the last few days, he said he was saying to Buhari that he wants to step in his shoes, not his toes. So he also knows that they don't trust him.
Don't forget that Tinubu himself has been there. I think he was there during the days of Awolowo. Not really in power, but he was there during the days of Abiola. They say Awolowo told Abiola, you will never become president. The same way Abiola told Tinubu, you will never become president. These people have been there, seen a lot of things during the military era, have been there during negotiations. During the negotiation for Abiola's release, they were there. They were going to Aso Rock. So he's one of the lords, and they know that at some point he wants certain things. And once you are president in Nigeria, there's nobody in that country that can even, as much as cough. Once you are president in Nigeria, you are the most powerful man in Africa. Because the law, the constitution itself gives you every power. And even the northerners know it. So they want somebody who can still be friendly with them, so that what they have put together for themselves will not just scatter. So that's one of the reasons, not any other thing. Basically, what that time they did is NSAC. Did you see the rhetoric coming from the army and some people in the north? They say, these boys are Tinubu boys. Because some people want to become president, so they want to scatter the country. They were already saying that Tinubu was responsible for the protest. Even when Tinubu was saying, I'm not involved. I'm even telling them to stop. They were saying, some people were saying that. Don't forget. So they're scared of this guy. They're scared of him.
And X0,
I'm not talking about him.
And X0, if Tinubu becomes president, nobody is going to out-politic him. Forget impeachment and all this nonsense that they were using to beat Goodluck Jonathan and intimidate him. Nobody is going to out-politics Tinubu, and nobody is going to bully him if he becomes president. The only time that is vulnerable now is this period, when he's trying to get that fame that is not in his power to get by himself. Because it's in the gift of Buhari to decide if Tinubu is going to be. I think it's Buhari that is going to make that decision anyway. I think we all think that, because if he says it's Tinubu, then all of this negative publicity will fade away. Channels, television, the rest of them, they'll toe the line, and all of the abokis will toe the line. But it's in Tinubu's gift. But if he becomes president, nobody is going to out politics him. And nobody on this planet is going to not on this, but at least in Nigeria, is going to intimidate him. So if he gets that power, it's going to be interesting times for Nigeria.
But this also shows me one thing, that Nigeria's DNA is still the same. That politics is still politics. You know, before we were thinking that after what Buhari has done and he has polarized the country, no other candidate will be able to come out in the north except a northern candidate. But when you see how the northerners are coming out en masse for Tinubu and they are singing songs for Tinubu, that shows you one thing. Nigeria's politics remains its politics, is a money politics, money-backed politics. Once you have some few hands on ground and the money starts spreading, you will see people come out for you. You will see people come out for you. That's just by the side anyway. But as I'm saying, Tinubu has lost favor. He has lost his strength, and I don't think he's going to be the chosen one.
Okay, but we're talking about Tinubu. Let me play this in the background. Hopefully I don't get kicked off, but I'll mute the voice. We're talking about Tinubu, but and we're talking about his health. But he continues to demonstrate that he's somewhat sprightly for a man of his age. So we saw him, so there you see him walking just relatively okay for a man of his age. Buhari certainly can, you've seen Buhari walk now like Scooby-Doo, you know, so walking relatively briskly for a man of his age. We saw him doing idobale for the Obas in Abeokuta just not that long ago. They are trying to pass off a damp patch on his cloth as incontinent, but this man is demonstrating relative fitness for a man in his 70s. So and I think that is really the purpose of this nationwide tour that is embarked upon, to show some sort of agility. So if he's able to continue to maintain this momentum, he does a couple more idobales. He walks briskly for about a meter or two.
I don't think,
you know. Look at that. They say a man can do two things at the same time. Only a woman can multitask.
I can't hear
you. You cannot work and chew gum at the same time. Yeah, we are eating and talking. And look at this man. You can take the man from the village, but you cannot take the village from the man. Look at that. Is it your madam that made the
launch? But you were breaking.
Can you hear me now? I was teasing you. But...
I can hear.
Okay, just carry on.
See,
no, carry on. Carry on. I can hear you too. Carry on.
You don't. Okay, what you saw there, I don't know what injection they are giving Tinubu, you know, but Tinubu is in his last phase of good health. Once you get to that office, once you get to the real politicking and the real what's it called? Campaign. It will slump. It will slump. They might just they'll be giving an injection to wake him up. The guy looks like, because I know I've been together with some Aregbesola chief before. You just be discussing with him after a while.
But Zero, if your position. Zero, if your position is that they are giving me injection to function now, why wouldn't they give him injection when he start the campaign to function as well? They'll still be giving you that injection.
That's what I'm saying. If he's starting now to get the injection, by that time the injection will not even be working. You know, after a while, Viagra will not be working again. You know.
They will package it.
because
they will package him now. Didn't they package Buhari for you? The people where they do packaging, you know, they know how to do the work well. They will do the packaging well, and so that the product will look attractive to you now. They did it for Buhari, and they can still do it again.
See, let me tell you. You know, when somebody starts using the Viagra for the first few years, the thing start working well. After a while, it will not be working again. They will not go for implant, penile implant, because the thing cannot work. That's how it is. This is heartbeat. The man's heart is old. The man is old. You understand? I don't know if you hear me.
We can hear you somewhat.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Can hear you.
Okay. So if the man is old, even how many if you pump him up, after a while the pumps stop to work because he's a human, he's not a machine, you know. So once it stops working, he starts to faint, to slump, and all those things, and lead to his death. So in fact, I don't think with what I saw in that video where they were saying, Bola or your mandate, where it has a P
No,
on
your
the top.
mandate, we
The
shall
man has already
stand,
killed his body,
Bola, your mandate.
So I don't think that man. Mm, 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 Can you imagine what this psychopath can do? What a psychopath can do it does not exist. What a psychopath cannot do does not exist. Honestly,
X0. I see this. I see this
mm,
Tinubu storyline in three phases. So three phases. So this is phase one now. So this phase one now, he's showing a lot of physicality to address concerns about his health and fitness. So, like I said, we saw him doing Idobale in Yoruba land. We've seen him walking briskly in the north, which what is signaling to the space is that he's physically able enough. So that's phase one. And then if he gets the ticket for the APC, then in the electioneering campaigns, he's going to use the Buhari model where they'll just present him sat on a rostrum on a sofa in some campaign rally. His functionaries will speak and eulogize his virtues, and he will get up for like a minute or two, wave, and he will say APC, and they will shout power. He will say APC, and they will shout power, and he will say we shall win, and they will go wild, and they will sit back down. So that was what Buhari did for his campaign. So if he gets through that campaign and he becomes president, then they will just package him away and they will be speaking on his behalf as Buhari administers the country, as Buhari has administered the country for 8 years. So that is the trajectory that I've seen him. So the
yes,
most difficult phase of his
but
thrust towards the seat is this space now, where he has to show physicality that is
yes,
able and agile. So this is the most difficult part of it for him.
me and you, we are far, far from the inner circles and the people at
Mm,
the corridors of power. You
mm.
don't know how many times this man has beat himself or what would have been around the corridors of power and will be smelling pee. Those people there must have seen that a couple of times, but because it's their
But what if he
APC and it's
did
their
though? What if
most
he did
highest.
pee himself? Let's address that. What if he peed
Yeah,
himself?
that's what I'm
What if
saying.
he did?
I'm trying to come to a point.
Mm,
Yes, yes, that's what I'm trying to address now. You see,
mm,
old age affects people in different ways. In
mm-hmm,
Buhari's time, we saw him forgetting a lot of things, and then when he's discussing with you, he takes another track, discussing entirely
mm,
something different. You know,
mm,
Bola Ahmed Tinubu's old age is showing
mm,
in a different way. Buhari
mm.
never shat on himself, so Tinubu's own is not presentable. It's not presentable in any way. How can a president go somewhere, let's say internationally, to Germany to represent us, and then he still start to leak,
Yeah,
or
but
he
they will
starts to
package
smell
it.
shit,
They
they
will
put
package
wearing
him.
pampers.
No, no, no. They will package him better now. They'll package him better.
Ha, if
They
you say so,
package Buhari better now.
if you
Buhari
say
was
so,
also shitting and peeing himself now.
but you see, the handlers of these people the handlers of the actual himself, Buhari himself, must have seen that, look, they have gone through this before, they don't want to go through it again. There's something you have experienced. Even right now, you cannot, do you know that a journalist cannot interview Buhari personally? They have to have
Yes, because
people
it
who are
doesn't
speaking
have
for him
brain
so that it
function.
doesn't go off track.
It doesn't have brain.
Exactly.
You know that all those interviews that he did, they were sorry. So is that you at work? So they were sending
Yeah.
pre-questions. They had to pre-approve the questions
Yes,
before
exactly.
they would grant the interviews. So that was but
Exactly.
to Tinubu peeing himself or not, and we don't know that he did pee himself. But because there's an argument to say it was just a damp patch from sitting on a sofa. But let's say he did pee himself. So what? That doesn't add or remove from anything. Another politician that's a Tinubu sympathizer, a Tinubu acolyte, he was saying that the Nigerian presidency is not a bricklayer job. So they're not. It doesn't need. We don't need big muscles. We need big brains. So if he's being himself, so long as he has the function or the ideology, so it's an ideology that he's bringing now, not muscles. Do you see that argument and do you buy it?
It's very, very difficult to sell. It is very difficult to sell him now because it's just like the old one. And the people who handle the Aso Rock, I'm sorry, those who handle the Aso Rock know how difficult it was handling Buhari. And they won't want to go through that route again. Why would they want a Tinubu who is a gladiator and has all these problems? Why would they want him with those double problems when they can easily get a servant that they can control, like the Osibajos and Co, and all these other ones rearing their heads? You have to look at it too, that Buhari is not trying to create a protege in Tinubu. Tinubu is not going to be his servant. So why would he want to have that? A man of his own mind instead of have a servant. You understand it now? Every person who leaves the office wants to have a protege, another eye, so that he can be doing his thing if he has ambitions for other things. But why would you want
do you think that is what
equal to you?
Do you think that what you just said, X0, sorry, let me put a question to you. Do you think that is what aggrieves Aregbesola, that he wanted to put his stooge in Osun State, but Tinubu's stooge is there instead, and he has now lost power in Osun State? Do you think that is what really aggrieves him, that he can't control this? Yeah.
I will tell you what is wrong with that man. It's just an opportunity. They have all been Tinubu's boys from day one. Tinubu is showing some signs of frailty and some signs of he might not become the president. The man takes advantage. He wants to put his own boy now instead of allowing Tinubu to control everything. The question we should be asking him, what was he before Tinubu made him everything? He was nobody. So that is what he's seeing, that he's going to lose out everything if Tinubu does not become president. And he does not use this opportunity to put his own speech. He's going to lose out. In fact, he's a loser. Because who recognizes him? What do you remember him for? A failure in
I don't remember. Even as the Minister of Interior, people cannot get passports. So that will be his story.
Yeah.
It's in charge of the passport, something that people cannot get.
I know. And you have to pay double for passport service at the embassy now because of this guy. That's the kind of shit. A terrible person. A terrible person state-wise, a terrible person nationally. Nothing he achieved. And he thinks that he's going to lose out if Tinubu does not become president, because every sign points that Tinubu is not going to do. So he wants to use this opportunity to find favor. Maybe he's going to be in the camp of the next president to do, the person he's sure. And that's what these people do. They look for relevance. Imagine Tinubu does not become president and he does not use this time to pitch his tent wisely. You know that he's going to be very irrelevant after this administration. Totally irrelevant.
Let me tell you this. Can I interject 1 minute?
Yeah, do that.
Let me tell you this. Aregbesola, yes, is a Tinubu that made him. But one thing about Nigerian politics, when people becomes government in Nigeria, that position put them in position of authority and position of power. What do I mean? Governor governors in their state are the most powerful politician in that state by the virtue of their position. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but when somebody from outside is trying to ridicule them politically and make them irrelevant politically in that state, they will fight back. Particularly somebody from outside. You understand what I'm saying? We saw what happened in Edo State when Tinubu interfered. You see what Edo people did against Oshiomhole and their party. Yeah, say Edo no be Lagos. So that is the same thing that is playing out in Osun State. So this guy, Aregbesola, is fighting back against Tinubu because Tinubu is trying to make it irrelevant, politically irrelevant in this thing. And he's trying to push to Tinubu, look, I was a governor, I have my structure, and because I handed over to your cousin, does not mean you should place your cousin above me when it comes to the political hierarchy in that state. So it's the sharing of position in the party. That is one of the problems. Sharing of position. The governor, the present governor, is trying to dominate everything. And he, as a former governor, is saying that you cannot do this because we built this party before you came in. You understand what I'm saying? And the template that we left behind, you are not supposed to, you don't want to follow that template. And that if what do you call it? This guy in Lagos, what's the name of that guy? Ambode.
Ambode.
If Ambode could suffer what happened to him because he did not follow the template, the same thing should happen to the one in Osun State. That is it because the one in Osun State is Bola Tinubu brother. That is why he's trying to pamper him and let him get away with the mess that is doing in Osun State. So Aregbesola is fighting back against Tinubu, you know, to show his political relevance. And let me tell you this, politicians can go to any length to protect their interests. If by tomorrow, if it look like his interest, Tinubu is trying to kill his interest, they won't mind to go and vote for PDP candidate to win, so that Tinubu influence, they will take Tinubu interest in Osun State. So it's a power tussle right there. And that is why I want to agree with what you said earlier, that there's a crack in Tinubu's empire. There's a crack. So this guy is fighting back against him now. Who do you know that is going to fight back against Tinubu interest in another state? We don't know. So it's a power tussle and tussle for political relevance. So that guy is fighting for his political life. He has to fight. He cannot allow the governor to ridicule him politically and then destroy the political structure that he has built over the years in the state. That is what.
Yeah, but did he build the political structure, or was it gifted to him? Because Tinubu actually gave him of two states. Tinubu made Aregbesola politically, you know, and now he smells blood and is going in for the kill.
Yeah.
You see, there are two ways, because Aregbesola is playing for very high stakes. He's taking a very big gamble. This is the toss of a coin. He's tossed a coin. Heads you win, tails you lose. That is what he's playing. Heads you win, tails you lose. If Tinubu weathers what he said, and people decide to back Tinubu over him, and Tinubu gets that ticket, Aregbesola, he will have to leave Nigeria because Tinubu is an unforgiving man.
Yeah,
He can't be, So he's playing for high stakes because he thinks he has smells blood. And a lot of people they know Aregbesola's story and they know how he came into political prominence. And if people decide to see what he has done as treachery and they turn against him, they will savage him.
No, let me tell you this. It doesn't work like that, the way you're looking at it. Let me tell you.
No, it works like that. It can work several of ways.
Okay, let me tell you. What I'm trying to let you know here is that Aregbesola, yes, Tinubu made him in Lagos as a commissioner of works. They worked together for 8 years. And after then, he moved to Osun, his home state, to go and contest. But
please, point of correction. Please, point of correction. Tinubu actually sent him to Osun to go and contest. Tinubu's money put him there. That's what I wanted to say.
Yes, you are right. Yeah, Tinubu money put him there. But Tinubu is starting to disrespect him now. He has assumed a position of leadership of a state. So there's limit to everything. That's what I'm trying to say here. Tinubu is trying to trample on his own political power in that state, because whether you like it or not, he was the governor of the state. He assumed the position of leadership in that state. But Tinubu is trying to rubbish him politically in that state just because it doesn't work like that. He will fight back. And the worst that is going to happen, look, if it's finally showing that Aregbesola's political interest will be killed by Tinubu, they won't mind to move to PDP. PDP is a very strong, it's powerful than APC in that state. PDP won the last governorship election. It was rigged. PDP is stronger than APC in Osun State. The election was rigged. So if Aregbesola moves to PDP, that's the end of APC in the state. Forget about whether Tinubu is president of Nigeria. As long as the state is contrite, they can kill their political interests completely there.
Okay.
Aregbesola remain relevant in that state.
Okay. Let me bring you X0 and Ajanle Koko and everyone else, Bear and the rest. Let me just bring you just a short little paragraph that adds to the conversation that is taking place. This is just a random paragraph. Upon the return of the country to democratic rule in 1999, this is Aregbesola's CV. His early political involvement. So upon the return of the country to democratic rule in 1999, he was a ranking member of the Alliance for Democracy led by Senator Bola Tinubu, who would go on to become governor of Lagos State in the same year. Aregbesola was director of Bola Ahmed Tinubu campaign organization, who drove the electoral victory of Bola Tinubu in 1999. He performed a similar feat with the platform of the Independence Campaign Group, with which he ensured the re-election of Tinubu for a second term. Upon Tinubu's inauguration as governor, Aregbesola was appointed the Commissioner of Works and Infrastructure, which included supervision of Public Work Corporation and the State Electricity Board. So that is Aregbesola, man and boy politically. Tinubu made him man and boy politically. Tinubu made that guy. Look at that.
What I'm saying, I'm not saying that yes, Tinubu did not make him, but what I'm saying is that
is this not treachery?
One man, can I interject?
Yeah,
it's not treachery.
Yeah.
For me, you can make someone, but you don't have to take a position of God in that person's life, isn't it? So Tinubu is not a God. He's made the man. Right. He can never be a God. So he's passing his line. So it's like what you say is what you reap somehow. But politics, remember, in Nigeria is extremely dirty. Sometimes they can even do it to their own very close pal. So I don't think anyone in politics in Nigeria is got your back. They don't have each other's back. When they are, say, when he was working for Tinubu, he remains faithful. But as soon as he sees opportunity that, or maybe the man who used to be on top is trembling somehow, he would run fast to stab him. So that is Nigerian politics.
No, Tinubu is not a god, but it's a god-like figure. So that there's a difference. It's not a god,
that is,
of
no,
course,
no, one man.
it's a god-like figure.
If you're a god-like figure, then you are intact forever. You're intact. You're untouchable. You remain supreme. You know, you are like, a god cannot die. Cannot die. That is it. You have a crown that is.
It will be interesting to see how Tinubu deals with this guy. But Tinubu is busy at the moment, and he knows that Tinubu is busy.
Tinubu is a man who was like a tree. He got to his peak. He started from somewhere. He paid.
He has not gotten to his peak though, because
how do you know?
His peak will be the president. That's
no,
the
age with the age cannot be undermined when you are
69. What do you mean the age? He's 69.
In your own dictionary, one man, he's 69.
In my dictionary, by public declaration.
I don't care about what, because I know in Nigeria, all the dates of birth they provide are fake. You can look at him and say, how old is Aregbesola? How old is Tinubu? You can tell. You can tell how long someone has been in politics. He didn't enter politics when he was 2 years old. So you need to do all these sensible calculations, one man, and know that
we know his age and is relatively.
So that is why I'm saying that someone cannot be a god because he's not supreme. He's like a tree. When he reaches his peak, he will start shedding the leaves and then die off gradually. But as of now, I'm not here to mock Tinubu, but to everyone who is saying he peed on himself, I don't believe so, because not everyone at that age is wearing that pad. There could be an accident somehow, but who are the people in the media providing this propaganda? And so what if he wheezes himself? And so what? So let's see what's going to happen.
But Bia. Yes. Tinubu is the same age with Charlie. He's the same age with Charlie Boy.
He's younger than Charlie Boy.
Bia. You see, so with age,
that last statement that you said, Bia, that last statement that you said, if Tinubu was there, you like you very much.
How do you mean? If he's there, I cannot. What I'm trying to say is that we all know that he possibly is going to be frail, but we should not, foster on people's negatives, because everyone,
yes, is an age man. So
yes, don't make it like as if, because if we start zooming in on everyone's life,
it might not be the true situation. It might be just propaganda. Some people
it could be propaganda. That's why I'm saying don't believe everything you see on the news, regardless whether he's doing 2,500 press ups. That is not my problem. Even if I see we on him, I'm not gonna say okay, that determines Tinubu. It's the feeble-minded people that would think that.
I agree with what Ajane Koko said, that it might be propaganda, and I see it somewhat as propaganda too. But it doesn't really matter. They've put the narrative out there. And the public are not going to. Yes.
One man, you need to give me credit. I said that, and Ajane Koko chimed in. Respect to who respect is due. That was the point I was making, and that Ajane Koko joined in.
Look at this Abakaliki woman. You see, the Abakaliki should be removed from the planet and taken to Mars.
Imagine, but you are not God. You're not God now.
If I'm not God, if I'm not God, then why do you worship me? Why do you worship me so much?
Looking good in the
Look at that. Don't worry, Batman looking good in the but no, I somewhat agree that it is propaganda, because a lot of us we've been around the love in situations. You know what it is to sit on a leather couch and for hours. If it's a hot space, people are saying it's almost certainly just a damp part from sitting from too long. But it doesn't really matter. The narrative Oh, sorry. Let me mute X0 because we can hear the machinery of its workplace.
You people should have mercy on our Tinubu, I beg. That's all I'm saying. Just take it easy.
And the other thing, sorry, Ayo, just coming in a moment, but the other thing that people have to give consideration to as well is physiology and DNA. Tinubu has always been a frail, somewhat fragile sort of a person. It's just a slip of a man. It's just a tiny little guy. So Ayo, come in. Let's hear from Ayo.
Yeah, no, guys, I'm just laughing. I'm laughing my ass off over here. Everyone is trying to defend Tinubu. Is there any length Nigerians will not go to defend the indefensible?
We are not defending him, or we are saying anyone can pee on themselves.
Not anyone can pee on themselves. Please, if you're peeing on yourself at that level, and especially if you're a public figure,
how can you prove that man peed on himself exactly? You're a medical person.
It's
how?
Very easy to
because
prove.
that man was covering his nose. That is not an evidence. It's what you're seeing that, but you can't just believe what the news are saying out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me speak. You see, how can we prove it? You can prove it this way. I am a medical person. So first of all, there's no way you can sweat that much in one part of your body and nowhere else. Secondly, let me finish, please.
Okay.
Let me finish. Let me speak now. Secondly, everyone is saying it wasn't smelling. Fresh pee does not smell. It only smells when it breaks down, when it starts to biodegrade and releases urea. That is why if you pee in a cup and you put it to your nose, you're not going to smell anything. But if you leave it for 2 hours and go back, then it really smells. So
look at that.
There's
no
Ogunwota.
This is Ogunwota. You are putting 2 and 2 together to make 22.
One man, it's not only Ota from far, it's delay Ota.
And there's no Photoshop in the world that would work on a video. It's different if it's a still picture where you can say they probably mapped a wet area behind his Agbada. This is a video. It's not that easy. You can't Photoshop a video to that extent. There's just no way to do that, especially in Nigerian media. So first of all, whether we want to discuss whether it is, if we want to discuss whether it's appropriate that he peed and make excuses for that, that's fine. It's not propaganda. He peed. We need to accept.
I understand that, Ayo, but
hold on.
Ayo, you watch the video. I didn't see the video.
Hold on. The video is on my platform, but hold on. Let me just make something clear to people. Ladies and gentlemen, Ayo is a Yoruba man. You can hear it just from the name. You can live to that assumption. It's a Yoruba man. So if you're hearing Ogunidile, this is Ogunidile right now, stabbing his own in the back. You are putting 2 and 2 together to make 22. 2 and 2 together.
What is your
2 and 2 together is 4, not 22. You are putting 2 and 2 together to make 22. You are reaching.
So the fact.
Ayo, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
You are in the US, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you said that Tinubu, because of his medical condition, is not. We should not really support him. He's not a good candidate. What is the condition of Joe Biden? How is his memory?
Do you have any empirical evidence? Do you have any empirical evidence that Joe Biden's memory is failing?
There are plenty videos online, videos on YouTube. The man can't even remember his own speech. The man doesn't even know where he is sometimes. The man doesn't even know what day of the week it is. The man doesn't know.
You ask me a question. Let me respond. Everyone knows. Anyone who follows U.S. politics knows that Joe Biden had a speech impediment he had to overcome as a young man.
The man has dementia. And you say you are in the medical field.
Come on, man. Can I please, when you guys are done, can I please come in, please? This is becoming irritating, please.
So at least we know Buhari has dementia. And
I said Joe Biden. Your American president.
That is completely different from peeing and pooping on yourself. That is disgusting.
This is just hypocrisy.
Ayo, can I ask you a question? Medically, 1 minute. Someone who maybe is having that urinary problem. Do you believe that a younger person can have such a problem? Yes or no?
That's irrelevant. A younger person is
no.
Yes
Answer me because it has nothing to do with the brain.
No.
Yes or no? Answer me, please. Yeah, that's
whether a
true.
younger person can be incontinent.
Yes.
Yes or no?
One man, please, can I come in, if you don't mind?
This is a silly
please.
argument.
If
what
you
has that got to do with anything?
Then you already know.
I'm not supporting Tinubu, and I'm not against Tinubu.
You are not known for running now. Answer the question frontally.
I'm not supporting Tinubu,
and then add your addendum.
So
hold on, Bia. Hold on, Ayo. Hold on, Ayo. Answer the question frontally, and then add your addendum, and then we hear from Enigmatic. So answer the question first, and then go on to. Is asking Bia, put the question again.
My question is: can a younger person with say someone of 30 or 40 without any brain delay or any dementia, can they be incontinent? Yes or no?
The relevance, I'm going to answer your question, but I don't see the relevance. It's just like me asking you if a president is running for office and he is insane or a little slow, and then the question is, can a younger person be insane or slow?
You're talking about the brain now. When you're talking about being slow and is insane, that is the mental ability and capability to make the right decision. But when someone is incontinent, it is not mental. It is physical. It's something you can fix. That's where I'm trying to lead you on to.
No, it is not something. Listen, the reason he likely is incontinent at that age is because he has prostate problems. A lot of old men do.
Let's give that. What is the problem with that? Why is that a problem?
The problem with him having prostate problems is that he's going to be representing a country, and we're not just talking about a little country. We're talking about the largest country with the highest population.
We know that, but why is it a problem?
He's going to be. You asked me a question. You say what's wrong. Let me speak. He's going to be representing Nigeria at international summits. Is he going to be wearing a diaper when he's doing this, or is he going to be?
Do you think a lot of the international leaders don't? Does Biden not wear a diaper? You think Biden doesn't wear a diaper?
Why not?
You must be joking.
Who wears a diaper?
Biden, your president.
How can you be sure, one man? What are you talking
about? But you can speculate to it. He's an 80-year-old man, so we can leap to that assumption.
One man, you can't assume that now.
But this he is making assumptions, so why can't we assume?
Let me say, you think a president in the most advanced country on the planet with the best medical technology and devices would need to wear a diaper? Really?
Well, why not? Is he a human being?
He is a human being.
Well,
but the thing is, there's a time to bow out of public office, and this guy refused
can I say something
because he's paid off a whole bunch of people, maybe even some people on this panel, and Nigerians refuse.
Oh, he's paid me off. Look at that. This is where
we are.
All right. Thank you. So before you jump in, as I go off to cash my check that Ayo has now gifted me virtually.
I didn't say you.
Let's hear from.
I didn't say you.
Hold on. No. That's fine. Let's hear from Enigmatic. And by the way, apologies. You hear a lot of sound. I'm having some work done. So apologies for I'm having some work done. But I just decided to have the session. But let's hear from Enigmatic, who is getting increasingly irritated by the conversation. So Enigmatic, your input.
Thank you, sir. So let me start with this. If when you start your argument by relying on empirical evidence, right, and then in the same breath, you are vigorously advocating for Biden. In the same vein, you are advocating against Tinubu. How do you know Tinubu has medical issues?
Because okay. I thought that was a question. Let me know if you want me to respond.
You can say expressly that Tinubu peed on himself, put on himself, did everything on himself. But in the other breath, you wouldn't agree to what Biden did. Or what he didn't do.
Please tell me.
What did he do? I'm making a point, please.
Okay.
Look, politics is about substance.
No. What did Biden do? Don't change topic. You said I'm
not changing topic. I'm making points. I will appreciate if you do not interject, please. After I make all my points, you can ask your questions.
You're not making a point though.
But you need to keep quiet and let me talk, please.
Okay, make your point.
Okay. Look, you supposedly is
sorry.
What?
Sorry, sir. It's not nice the way you tell him to keep quiet, because here we respect each other. I know it's none of my business, but I don't like this.
Let him finish, please.
Don't tell him not to keep quiet, please.
Okay, I take your point. I take your point. Good.
Yeah, let him
you are a medical doctor. Just as you are a professional, there are so many professionals here too, right? Medical lawyers, engineers, and stuff like that. When you are making arguments, you state a point.
Pick one point and stick with it. You were talking about point. You said
I'm speaking, bro. You, the lady was advocating for you, but you are not giving me the floor. You're not giving the floor. That's your problem here.
Pick your point.
You were making your point. Nobody was interjecting. Let me make my points. After I make my points, you can make tons of inquiries. I will give it to you. Just hold on. Okay, now.
Matthew, can you be quick about it too? Can you be quick about it, please?
You guys may have anything against or for Tinubu. I don't care about that. Okay, I do not support Tinubu. I do not support any Nigerian politician to put that. One man. Are you going to represent this guy and let him keep quiet, please? Because the lady will be saying, tell him to keep quiet, but he's not keeping quiet.
So you hold on. So you called me in enigmatic. So two things, or three things even. So it's just what Bia said. The language, we are very fussy about language here. So so just be mindful of that. And then the second thing, what Rational said, just condense your points to succinct, because we're time bound. But then to everyone else, let Enigmatic express himself, so you know what you're contradicting. So Enigmatic, the floor is yours.
Okay. So I do not vote in Nigeria, but obviously all of us are abroad. Okay. I don't contribute to any vote to Tinubu or any candidate in Nigeria. We all want, good president who can represent Nigeria globally, anywhere we are. We want to be proud of who we have as a president. But when we are doing all these things, we should eschew propaganda.
Make your point or be quiet. Please make your point. Make your point if you have one.
Okay, if nobody is talking, then maybe I have to talk then. I mean, what is going on here?
I'm still on the floor, please. I'm just trying to...
Then talk now. Let us hear you now.
Listen,
we're waiting.
I don't know where you're used to going to talk, but you can't come and start countering points here and not making a point of your own.
So,
if you're going to challenge someone, then make your point.
Okay, since you are the professor emeritus on this floor, yeah, you can have the floor to yourself.
Okay, and I will gladly take it. Clearly, it means that you don't have no point to make.
No, because you are absolutely.
Please don't go. Let there be peace. Ayo, please, two of you now.
Give him chance. Let him speak. Ayo, give him chance. Let him speak.
Go ahead. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Speak, please. Enigmatic.
Okay, so you came out openly to declare without any empirical evidence to say somebody is suffering from something, and you came out without empirical evidence to support somebody else. Joe Biden is America's president. I like him. I like Democrats. But when you come to equity comes with a clean hand. You don't throw stuff like that because probably you feel somehow about Nigerian politicians. Okay, Atiku, Tinubu, Buhari, all of them. Are they ideal politicians that should represent Nigeria in 2022 in the 21st century? No, that's the answer. But we have to understand the fact that when we are making all these points, we have to stay close to the fact and to the truth. Okay, so there have been rumors, there have been speculations that Joe Biden is demented. He has issues with his memory and stuff like that. I don't believe it. I do not subscribe to all those things because I don't have a fact about that. And when you don't have facts about issues, you have to be cautious about making pronouncements about that. You made your pronouncement emphatically about Tinubu's medical issues without even having any clue about what you are talking about. Okay, so and going back to the politics of Nigeria, now I believe now it's a very charged moment. People want to take side, who they believe in, who they do not want, who they want. And what I actually say is there have been so many, aspersions that have been cast about this man. Is he the only man on the field? Why is he only the one having that challenges almost every time. Nobody is actually saying, okay, this is what he has done wrong. This is not what he has done wrong. Under PDP's administration, Jonathan's administration specifically, he was taken more than 5 or 6 times, I don't know, to several bureau of investigation, EFCC, CPC, and all those things. He was there and he was cleared of all charges and acquitted. But yet, without empirical evidence or fact, people are still ascribing to the fact that it's corrupt. If it's actually corrupt, who are your state governors? Who are your state legislators? Are they pure? Tell me one Nigerian politician who is a saint. So now, who can deliver Nigeria? Okay. If not all of these folks. When we're at this point, you have to stay with the facts. You say you want the facts, stay with the facts. Don't just say you are a medical doctor and you are throwing stuff around here.
No, he did not say he's a medical doctor. He said he's in the medical field. I'm sure you know that's a broad scope. But before we go on, let me just acknowledge Alexander Gomez, of course, the barometer of the platform, who calls to caution when he feels that excess is taking place. This is what Alexander Supertask to say, and this is to everyone. He says, this platform is getting too aggressive and rowdy this morning, one man. Take control accordingly. So thank you, Alexander. So that's not just for me, but I think really to the platform. So, I don't like to over-moderate, but because I think we can self-moderate, and of course, the template. It's just moderate language, but assert yourself just as elegantly as you can. So that in the template, Ayo, to you.
Yeah, thank you. And bear in mind, I do speak passionately, but I never use, I haven't recently used profanity, and I certainly haven't today. So please,
no, that wasn't at you. I think that's just. I think Alexander was just asking us to bring it down a bit. Yeah.
I know. I'm not saying I'm not being overly defensive. I'm just saying I just hope people are not confusing my passion for this particular topic with being, what's the word? Blurting out profanity. So the point at hand was. I think we were discussing, and I know Enigmatic went on to talk about Tinubu's corruption, which is a whole different subject, and we've talked about that extensively in the past. But today, we're at least based on your header, where we're specifically talking about the fact that he's unhealthy and the fact that he is incontinent. So you were saying, well, it's speculation, it's propaganda, and I tried to give reasons why it's not propaganda. You can't say because a news outlet that doesn't support Tinubu is reporting the news that it's propaganda. There is a video.
But you can't say that, though. You can't say that. But go on, yeah.
It's propaganda is typically made up. Propaganda is like hearsay. You have a video. You have a video that no one has come out to disprove. And you can't disprove it because it's not a still picture that you can Photoshop. You can't Photoshop a
video.
What
does the video show and what does it tell you?
It shows a large wet patch. When he starts walking, it shows a large wet patch just below his butt.
Right.
So he clearly urinated. He clearly urinated on himself. And
did he show that frontally?
Well, if you're obviously sitting down and you pee, it's not going to flow upwards. It's going to flow downwards. So
it will still splurge to the front.
Well, not if you're wearing
No.
Not if you're wearing.
He was sitting down.
It's going to soak downwards. It's not going to soak upwards. It's going to soak downwards. So
no, it won't go up. Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you two questions. Ayo, and then just condense your answer for reasons of to take on all the voices before we shut down. The one thing is, if you are sitting on a leather sofa, real leather, a skin leather, not synthetic, but a skin leather, animal skin leather, for a period of time, for hours on end, are there chances that it will sweat and the sweat will soak you? That's one. And the second thing is, if Tinubu did have a senior moment, let's describe it as a senior moment. If he had a senior moment at that particular point in time, so what? So to those two, just
okay,
address them. Yeah,
perfect, and that's excellent. So no, it is not possible for you to sweat in one part of your body, just one part of your body, and nowhere else. So if he's sitting on a couch and if it was maybe making skin to couch contact where he wasn't wearing anything, and it was the leather of the couch is hot, and sure, maybe when he gets up, he may have some moistness on his skin. However, he's wearing layers and layers of clothing. And
how do you know that?
Because you can see him wearing an agbada, unless you're saying he wasn't wearing any clothes under his agbada. You could see that he was wearing an agbada, so he was wearing layers of clothing. And beyond that, if it is that hot, he's not just going to sweat. He's not going to sweat below his belt alone. He will sweat on his brow. He will sweat on his neck. He would sweat in other places. Not just going to sweat one part of your body where everywhere else is fine. And then, but now if the second...
Are there other things that could explain that other than incontinence?
Absolutely not. The only other thing that could explain that...
What do you mean?
The only other thing that could explain that would be, obviously, if he maybe sat on something wet, which is very unlikely.
No, are there other reasons why he could have soaked physically or through sweat or other forms of fluid extraction other than incontinence?
Yes,
no.
One man.
You must be joking. Go on, rational mind. We already know your answer, Tinubu, but let Ayo take the floor.
I'm trying to use common sense here.
What do you call him, Auntie Tinubu?
But do you not know that he calls him Ojuyobo? He calls him Ojuyobo. No, we calls him Ojuyobo. I've never even heard that phrase until I heard it from rational mind. So he's not hiding his life, his name for the band.
So the second point you were making, one man, was that so if he did pee, so what? Mm-hmm. And that is the argument we should be having. Whether he peed, that ship has sailed. He's definitely peed.
He did. You can't say definitely now. How can you? Come on, man.
How can you come to that conclusion?
Definitely, it's categorical now.
It's just
that is absolutely false.
Video evidence is very powerful. Video evidence is very powerful. It's one of the hardest things to dispel.
You have video in this time and age.
Okay, one man. If you are saying that it didn't pee, what else do you think could have happened? One man.
No. Well, Ayo is the medical man, but there are several reasons why you would extract fluid from your body other than peeing. Yeah, sweating is one. Perspiration is another.
Sweating at the butt.
That is unknown? Is that unknown?
It's not possible. One man. It's not possible.
Sweat at the butt.
One man. You must be a
superhuman if you don't sweat in the
one
butt.
man. My point is one man. Listen, you and Ajale Koko. Ajale Koko and one man. Listen. Even if he pees on himself, and so what? Who is perfect?
No. We are not saying. Hold on. We are not mocking him. We are not trying to mock him.
You are not, but I think Ayo is somewhat. He wants to read it for the man.
Some people maybe might pee on themselves, and some might be womanizers using Viagra, and their manhood is not functioning.
Okay.
Is it not a medical condition?
Okay. Bia, tell them what happened when you went to buy Prada just the other day, and you are sitting.
Nothing happened. I beg on you, Saka. Nothing happened. One man. I just was showing myself in the shop in Stratford and said bye bye to you guys. Nothing. I beg.
And that damn patch that we saw.
Look at
that. Sorry, Bia, I couldn't resist. But
just tell them you're joking, I beg.
I'm joking, no.
Anyway, so the second point is, I think it's a foregone conclusion that he had an accident. Even by the way people were reacting around him, you could tell that, I mean, they weren't just going on like nothing was happening. You could tell people were visibly panicked. And his
Did you see Ayo? Did you see the DSS guy that was supposed to be his bodyguard there?
Okay.
Where that guy was just looking at him.
Exactly.
I mean, there's this video going on of the DSS guy. Can I say something, please? The DSS guy or the bodyguard, the way he was looking, and then you see that squeeziness on his face.
It's possible someone farted there, rational mind. Possible someone farted there.
It could be true. Yeah. It's possible too, but then the whole thing looked like the guy had an accident.
Yeah, it's quite an inconceivable idea that people will believe that kind of nonsense.
Okay, but
you see, enigmatic. You see, let me say something real quick. You see, all of us we've been saying here that
this is dirty politics.
What
we're hearing is dirty politics.
Hold on.
It's actually this 2022 is going to be dirtiest in Nigeria's history. Very, very dirty.
You have someone who
we try to compare this man to Biden. We cannot compare him to Biden. You see, the U.S. system has check and balance. They have strong institutions. We need a leader. The way the country is right now, we need a leader who is all up there. This is the same man who was talking about feeding 50 million, joining the army with Agbado, with corn and everything.
And this is
what kind of a leader is that?
And this is why
when he says that, are you listening to the word or the message and the ideology?
They are listening to the word.
Are you holding him hostage? Okay, when Tinubu said that they needed 5 million recruits in the police force, and that was a slip of tongue, people held him hostage to that thing. But the message holds true and firm that they need a good intake. This is what I'm saying to you, if you allow me, that they need a good intake of policing because that space is understaffed. So that was what he was saying. So whether he meant 50,000 and said 5 million, that does not detract from the sanctity of the message, which is that they needed a huge intake to ratchet up the policing numbers, which is grossly inadequately understaffed. So that is the message, not that you said 5 million. Hold
on.
It's the ideology, the philosophy.
Hold on, one man. You're trying to make this case for this man. This is the same man who said that the PVC expired. I mean, this man has been goofing.
No, but you are making my point, though. You are making my point. Are you not rational mind? So when he's saying the PVC expired, he may well have said that deliberately to panic people to go and reaffirm their validation. But what he was trying to say, what I'm saying is don't listen. The message, the wordings and the message are often different things. We know that he fumbles. No. Now, because I will not be unfair. I will not be unfair. You're asking me to be unfair.
You can't. You're saying you're speculating. It's not a
I'm
fact.
not speculating now. I'm not speculating now. How is that speculation? Okay. Hold on. Let me hold you to the spot. When Tinubu said they needed 5 million input in the police force, what do you think he was speaking to?
That he doesn't get. Hold on. Yeah. But I'm answering you. He doesn't understand.
No. I'm not asking you what he understands now. No. You have to answer questions directly. No. Don't put your.
They will never answer.
No, hold on. Can you hold on, Solly? Can you hold on, Solly, and both of you? Don't put your spin on it or an interpretation. Just speak directly to the question. When Tinubu said they needed 5 million intake in the police force, what do you think? What topic, what subject matter did you think he was speaking to?
Going by the context of what he was talking about.
Yes.
He was talking about insecurity.
Right. And what panacea, what solution? What solution, yes.
The way to tackle it, like he said, is to employ 50 million or 50 million or 50. What was he trying to say?
Yes. That is the message, isn't it? That is the message, isn't it? That was the message.
Hold on.
So whatever 5 million, 50,000, it is irrelevant.
Don't put word in my mouth. Don't try.
No, you said the words and you knew what he was saying, but because you don't like the guy.
Talking about
yes.
Listen. No. Don't give me that. I don't like that. Don't give me that. For the fact that I don't like his politics does not mean that I don't like the guy.
You don't like the guy. You can say you don't like him. I don't like Buhari, and I will own it. You know.
No. I don't like his
man. You are
politics.
giving your own
I don't hate
interpretation of what he's saying.
I just don't like their style. I mean, look at what Aregbesola is doing now. He's falling out with Aregbesola. That one already. Look at what's going on in your system. And if he's not careful, Aregbesola will spoil the whole thing for him. So you see, the problem is the man's style is a selfish. He's a very selfish man. He's a selfish man. Okay. He doesn't mind throwing anybody under the bus just for his own ambition. We're talking about. So talking about what you're talking about
what is your point? What is the
50 million youth feeding them with agbado and corn. I mean, like what kind of?
Do you have any points?
And if it goes for agbado and corn.
But you don't hate.
What I'm trying to say is that this man is not.
Oh, so what the DNA agbado and corn?
This guy is not fit to lead a nation. Not at this point. Not at the point of where Nigeria is right now. We need that kind of a person. We don't need that kind of a person who is not mentally.
Let me interject.
How is he not mentally there? How? Let me interject. Can you explain how?
You know, people are making so many leaps. How can you even say that? Somebody that is running for a presidential campaign. No, you have the floor, X0. Sorry, let's go back to X0. You had the floor, so X0, back to you.
No, I think it was.
You know, sometimes I like to speak my mind, and I don't. No, I'm speaking. Please, let me speak. Sometimes I like to speak my mind, no matter what anybody thinks. First and foremost, I think it's a wrong analogy to use or to compare Tinubu and Joe Biden. The two are not of the same class.
That's the dumbest thing. Yeah.
No way. Wait. No.
Sorry.
No.
Right. That was the dumbest argument I've ever heard.
Comparing, I can't imagine. You comparing.
Can you explain why? There's no time left.
If you cannot see it, I cannot explain it
now.
Then move on.
If you cannot see it,
if you cannot see it, you cannot explain it. What does that mean?
If you cannot see it, it is not going to help you if I explain it, because you are still not going to understand it. If you can't see the difference, I cannot explain it to you. That's one. Two, I think the man peed on himself. And it's very glaring because that video you were seeing is not a video from any news house, but from somebody's phone. And three, there were all psychopaths around him, people who wanted to benefit something from him. Those points I made are my points, and no matter what anybody thinks, they're just my points. I know some people like to disagree, and wherever you like to believe. Number four, and finally, I don't think there's any one of us who likes Tinubu here. And I don't think there's any one of us who thinks he's fit enough to be our president after what we have gone through in the hands of Buhari.
Exactly.
So we're taking the devil's advocate to the next level to defend the indefensible here. And it's totally wrong. What we don't want is another Buhari. And if you're defending Tinubu or wanting him to become president for our country, you're just wishing yourself bad luck. Because this man is not
healthy. For yourself. I don't object.
We're all Nigerians. We're all Nigerians here. And we know what a bad leadership can do. Look at how many people's lives have been lost because of bad leadership. And yeah, we are here and trying to enthrone another weak, feeble, and frail person who's not going to last even 3 or 4 years. You understand? That's why I said in the beginning, it's my point. Leave my point alone. You make your point when I'm through.
I just said it. We should not.
Let me speak my point. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well,
let X0 land. Yeah.
He's not landing. He's not landing anything.
No. Don't worry. Let me moderate the. Settle down, Solly.
Yeah. I listened to everybody speak before I spoke. And I'm speaking, I said from the beginning, I said, these are my points, and I don't care whatever anybody thinks. We don't want this man to become our president. Because
what do you mean we? No. You say no. Don't say we. No, say I.
Nigerians. We are Nigerians.
No, say I, not we. No, I, not we.
We are many. We are many.
Speak for yourself,
X0. Not in the hands of a friend.
You're only one voice.
If you want Tinubu to become your leader, if you want Tinubu to become your leader, well, maybe your dream will come true, and then we'll suffer another year. Because people who are dying are not your family, or they are not your close relatives. doesn't mean that you should just stay here and because people are reading this, people are listening to us. A lot of people
I support Biafra. I support Biafra. I don't support Tinubu. So I'm just saying that for the fact that we are watching from afar that he peed on himself, what is the proof? Because me, I go by facts. I don't believe in pictures and videos that there could be propaganda, but it has nothing to do with anything else.
Nobody has clearly declared for Tinubu over here, but we're actually saying those innuendos and semantics should be put to bed. You shouldn't. Nobody is saying Tinubu should be president. We don't live there, but we are saying you guys should state facts. Facts.
You are the one.
All right. Hold
on. But you guys don't understand. My point is, someone with incontinence, can't they be a president? Apart from his age now.
Why would someone with incontinence be?
Why not?
Why not?
Wait, one minute. Wait. Are you saying all the prime ministers and heads of states in this world, none of them has got a secret sickness that no one knows about?
I think most of them do. The American president being the foremost one.
We've got one or two things. So what's the difference between incontinence and a blood pressure? It's a health care problem.
We're not talking about high blood pressure or diabetes. We're talking about him expelling waste in public.
Yes. Yeah, but does it affect his decision making? Does it affect his brain capability to rule and make a solid decision?
He's not ruling now. He's a leader. Do you know the difference? Why are you saying ruling? He's not a king. Can
you not see that he's slow already?
What I'm trying to do now, I'm trying to separate his age from that P now. That's my point. I don't support Tinubu and I don't want him to rule Nigeria.
Bia, you would be okay. You would be okay with your leader.
I'm sorry, Ayo.
Go ahead.
But Bia, can't you see that Tinubu is old? And you should be before the election. You should be looking for.
If you say 1 minute, if you say Tinubu is old, I don't mind. No, 1 minute. If you say he's old, I don't mind. I accept that.
So you are not making any point.
It's not just old. Can you moderate this guy?
Sorry, one at a time. And hold on, everybody.
One at a time, yes.
And hold on as well. X0, let me just start coming with Alexander Super Chat, who super chats to back up Ayo's assertion. Ayo is definitely spot on in his assertion. I think he has a prostate problem and accidentally peed on himself, quite conceivably, as is an old man. So that is what Alexander super chats to say. Alexander also in the medical field. So Ayo is definitely spot on in this assertion. I think he has a prostate problem and accidentally peed on himself. So that is what Alexander interjected with the super chat. So back to you. But X0, before you come in, whilst I still have the floor, I want you to react to this video because it's pertinent to the conversation being had. So to this, let me see, to this one. Yeah, let me give you this one.
James Rosen with Newsmax. I'd like to raise a delicate subject, but with utmost respect for your life accomplishments and the high office you hold. A poll released this morning by Politico Morning Consult found 49% of registered voters disagreeing with the statement, Joe Biden is mentally fit. Not even a majority of Democrats who responded strongly affirmed that statement.
Well, I'll let you all make the judgment whether they're correct.
Well, so the question I have for you, sir, if you'd let me finish, is why do you suppose such large segments of the American electorate have come to harbor such profound concerns about your
So there it is right there. It's just sweeping across the board that everybody's of the impression that Joe Biden has dementia. I can bring you 50 or 150,000 videos.
Thank you. One man. So I think I got to come in here. One man. I got to come in here.
This is just mere politics.
I can bring you 80, 90, 100.
Let me tell you one man.
The guy has dementia now. Your president has dementia.
Joe Biden.
That is not evidence.
Joe Biden.
Do you want me to bring another one?
One man.
They are just
one man. Joe Biden went through debate. He went through debate, several debates, and this guy did not show any sign of dementia.
Exactly.
So what are you talking about, one man? What are you trying to paint here?
Tinubu show sign of dementia.
What are you trying to paint here?
Did Tinubu show sign of dementia? It's your problem that he peed on himself or his brain is not functioning.
Sorry. So people are here saying, hold on. People, yes, sorry. Let me just say this, and then I'll come straight back to you, X0. People are saying they're in the medical field, so they should know this more than I do, but I do know this. People with dementia, they exhibit large and vast periods of lucidity, and then they dip into dementia. And people with dementia, people with dementia, they have good long-term memory, but they struggle somewhat with short-term memory. So Joe Biden he exhibits all the signs of dementia, and this is what is universally accepted as what we're witnessing.
Dementia is an extreme form of brain fog. There is, if you're
no, it's not an extreme form.
Dementia is one of the symptoms of Alzheimer's. So it's a mental condition.
And it comes in several stages. It could be mild, it could be severe, it could be just tepid, it could be dormant, and it could exhibit in just so many different forms. But X0, yeah.
But the thing is,
can I come in now? Yes, please.
Go ahead, finish.
Yeah, please. Ola, you speak. Yes, like I was saying, one, it is very wrong to compare, still I say, Bola Tinubu and Joe Biden. There is a long, please don't interrupt me, Mr. Soli. There is a long period between the early stages of dementia and a real, virile dementia where you are completely gone. At old age, you get those symptoms. They start to build up until it gets to a stage where you can no longer remember anything. Nobody is doubting the fact that at old age, these things come in. Brainstorm, brain fog, dementia, extreme dementia. But what we are saying is, at this time, where we can see that our man, Tinubu, has exhibited so many signs of frailty. First, it was his knees, and then he's junketing England and Nigeria ever often, and then he's peeing his body now. How much time do we have to look at a younger, more vibrant, intellectual-minded person than to stick to the powers that be that are not going to give us anything different from what we had? In the last 8 years has been the worst in Nigeria.
Okay. Let me just come in the middle of what you're saying. You said, how much time do we have to look for that person? But let me put you the question. How much time have we had to look for that person? How much time have we had? Because this is not a new story you're saying.
For the likes of us. Yeah, for people like us, we've always advocated for, don't look at the PDP, don't look at the APC.
For how long? How long have you been? No. Hold on. Stay there.
Forever.
Hold on. Yeah, forever. So you have forever been looking for a new voice in the political space, a younger paradigm pivot.
But you are here. Yeah, you were here when I mentioned the likes of
Forget all that. So that's the problem, isn't it? That's the problem, isn't it? You say we should look for a younger candidate. We have been looking for a younger candidate for 15 years. Yeah.
There's Mogalo there. They will say Mogalo is not experienced. There's Shiwore there. They will condemn Shiwore. Everybody comes along, they condemn them. But when the old folks are coming through, they are still attacking them. What do you guys want? Who is stopping you from picking who you want?
Nobody's stopping anybody. But the thing is this: you see, the way that country is organized. Can I say something? The way that country is organized.
Yeah, all over the world. Some in America,
where are they? Moghalu is not experienced. Shiwore is too this. Feladro Toye is not experienced. But when all these articles, all these Tinubu's, all of them, Saraki, all of them come to the table, you have one thing to say again. Probably you want to be the president then.
I challenge you to bring that topic here one day. Let us discuss prospect of Moghalu and the young candidates. Bring that topic here one day. Let us discuss it.
Let me say this, and then you counter it if it's wrong. All these names that you are listing, you, Enigmatic, everyone, these names, they do not inspire confidence in people. They don't inspire confidence. Nobody sees them in that role. Nobody sees them with that viewpoint. They don't inspire confidence.
Because you, one man, does not sell
personally.
them.
I'm just
because you don't sell them.
I'm just a yam head.
Because somebody like you, one man, you don't sell those names. They don't
inspire confidence in me.
One man, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
So who inspires confidence in you? One man.
Nobody inspires confidence.
You don't really know what you want to do.
No. Let me tell you what I am. It's the lesser of different evils, isn't it?
Okay. One man. Let me quickly react to what you say now. You know what? Nigeria is not an ideal state yet. Okay, as it is now. We all know that all these young folks, they will just be there, but the old folks will never give them the room to actually shine. For instance, the two political parties, APC and PDP, and I've always said this, the only reason why either Atiku or Tinubu or Saraki or all of these names will not be president or will not be coming on board every time is when Nigerians themselves decide against their popularity. But are Nigerians ready for that? Nigerians are not ready. Why? Because they've weaponized poverty, to deal with those folks. So it's not possible for now. Maybe the next 10 years.
Hold on. Sorry. Let me just make a quick insertion and then I'll yield the space. Enigmatic, we landed at the spot just yesterday. And know when we landed at this spot, somebody was saying Faust the bad boy. This is it. There's nobody now.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that one man? Is it possible? Is it possible that APC will give their ticket to a political neophyte? One of them who is not around them, or PDP? Look at PDP now. Just look at PDP. PDP wouldn't give their ticket to the Southeast, who they have benefited from a long time. Just because they want somebody, they are permutating maybe an Atiku or a Saraki, right? Saraki is a young guy, but is Saraki an ideal person to lead Nigeria? No. When we talk about all these guys, we are not saying Tinubu is good, Saraki is good. We are actually looking at what Nigeria needs now. So Nigeria does not have what it needs now. Nigeria does not have what it needs now. Because Mogadu is a good person, but like you said, it does not inspire confidence. And I agree with you. Chiwore has his own issues.
I disagree there. How do you want him to imply confidence? How? What do you want him to do? You want him to hang himself?
Like I said, when I started this statement, I said, with the Nigeria political system, it's not an ideal situation for the likes of Mogadu now. Okay, you cannot inspire confidence.
If you know that it's not an ideal situation, why are you arguing about it? You are just wasting our time. Why argue about it?
Okay, if I'm wasting your time, check out of the box then. If I'm wasting your time, bro.
And you don't even want to hear other people's opinion. You just want to
you are not listening. You are not listening. That's your problem. Because when I say Mogadu is look, you do not want to listen to people's opinion, but you want to throw your opinion on the floor.
Have you listened to mine? What did I say?
I don't know you, bro. I don't care about your opinion. So you need to keep quiet and let me talk what I have to say.
Okay, hold on. Sorry. Sorry. No, sorry. When I say
for the fact that I'm new on this platform doesn't mean you've been here for ages and you wouldn't let me say what I have to say.
Let's just
I may be new, but I have to say what I have to say anyways.
Okay. So Enigmatic and Solly, just you may be relatively new to the space, but when I say hold on, that doesn't say the rest of everybody apart from you. That means everybody hold on. And I only say that just to cool down the tempo of the place. So when I say hold on, please, everybody just hold on. It's only just to manage the conversation, which I know we all feel passionately about, but we have to be able to have it in a civilized manner. So when I say hold on, them just please, just accommodate me and hold on. So hold on. So let us re-acknowledge Alexander's super chat. This platform is getting too aggressive and rowdy this morning. One man, take control accordingly. So let's not. I understand the passion, because what we're talking about on this platform, we may think is just our little gathering that we're talking blah blah blah, but what we're talking about is the faith and the future and the lives of 200 million people. This is what we're talking about. So that is where the passion is. So we cannot fail in the decisions that we're making. Not that we're making any. So I understand the passion, but just moderated, because this is a high functioning, super elite sort of gathering. People like Ayo, who's like 10 PhD, and a law professor. But
can I say something before we start?
Just bring it down a bit, the tempo.
Yes,
but
Solely, go ahead.
Maintain the passion, but
my point is, let us focus on the topic. You keep talking about things that has nothing to do, and we cannot change. How can you say that we are campaigning for some? Is this a campaign page? How can you say that we are not supporting somebody? Must we support them? How can you give your opinion, but you don't want to listen to the opinion of others?
Yeah.
Like, this is just such a self-centered contradicting yourself. It's such hypocrisy. It's such hypocrisy. How can you wait? How can you say that you say something, we give you facts, then you say we are defending Tinubu? What kind of nonsense statement is that? How can you say that?
Who are you referring to? Are you referring to me or somebody else?
No, it's speaking broadly. No, don't.
No, I just want to know. Are you referring to me or somebody else?
No.
If you are referring to me,
don't make me take you both off the screen again now. Don't make me take you off the screen again.
What is wrong with you?
You are making me come out as a bad guy. Okay, I'm going to cool the
Can I interject, one man?
Yeah, hold on, Ajanle Koko. Let me cool these two guys off, because I think the tempo is heightened up. You're both still on the platform, but I'm just pulling you off for a second. We hear from Ajanle Koko and I'll bring you back. But when I bring you back, please bring down the tempo a bit. Ajanle Koko, yes, just bring us back to sanity.
One man.
Yeah.
Look, if at this time we the people don't know what we want or the right thing to do, that is to me is too bad. I have maintained my position constantly here that voting for any one of these people is like we are voting ourselves.
Thank you.
We're voting. We're kind of voting a death sentence for ourselves.
Exactly. Yeah. If I may add to that.
Let me finish one,
sure.
please.
Sure.
So, voting against them, both parties will give us our freedom. Because if we don't do it now, if we don't do it in a democratic way, I am telling you, the more this country go down, the military will jump in and do it for us. Some people can say military can never come. I'm telling you, it's going to come. When the situation gets to a point that the nation is on the verge of collapse or disintegration, they will come in. It's driving to that point. So if you think you love democracy, if you think you love freedom of speech, freedom and liberty, it is time for you to act right now and vote these people out, and let us take another course in our nation building. Otherwise, every indication shows that this nation is moving towards disintegration. Politically, it's not good for us. Economically, everything is going down. We have to do it. All these excuses of, we are taking a long time, or who do we see among them who's shine with people? All those one is just it's not the solution. But the main solution for us is to vote these people out and let us get them out and let us sitting down and find solution to our problem. They created all these problems.
Okay,
they cannot solve it.
we voted out to replace them with what? With whom?
Don't worry about that. Let me tell you this, one man. Let me tell you. Yes, you don't have to worry about that. But what I'm telling you here is that you have a monster.
Yeah, we know that. Vote them out to vote who in.
What's the alternative?
Let me make my point, one man. You see, let me use this. If we vote these people out, then we will start that.
But you need someone.
We will start to see. Hold on.
Okay.
When we vote them out, then we, the people, will start to sit down and start to negotiate or what do you call this thing?
There's a flaw. There's a flaw in what you're saying. There's a flaw. Do you want to address the flaw?
I have told you the implication of not voting them out.
No, we know that. No, there's a flaw. Hold on. Can you hold on, everybody? Let Ajan Lekoko have the space. There's a flaw in what you're saying, Ajan Lekoko. So do you want to address that, the flaw? You said
what's the flaw?
Hold on. That's what I was just about to expound on. So you said vote them out, and we all agree with that. Nobody wants any of these people, by the way. Tinubu, Atiku, a plague on all their houses. Nobody wants them. So you said vote them out, and everybody's on board with that. But vote what or who in? Vote who in?
Okay. Yes. When you vote them out.
Yeah, vote who in? No. You won't address the question.
No.
Exactly.
And how?
Okay. We have other parties, right?
Okay.
You have AAC. You have PRP. You have other parties, right? Vote them. Kick all these people out. Once we detach them from our life, then we, the people, can sit down and then look for a better candidate from any party that we have, and then we push for that better person that can lead the nation well. So because if you don't vote them,
okay, so Ajan Lekoko, hold on. Yeah. Because what you are suggesting is to vote the country into a vacuum, and then in that vacuum, then decide what we do next. So do we vote into a vacuum?
You're not going to have vacuum.
So
what do you mean by vacuum?
You said vote. You said vote them out, and they will decide how the country will run.
Okay.
So that then there's a vacuum then whilst we are making.
No, there's not going to be vacuum.
So vote them out to vote who in.
Okay, there's not going to be vacuum.
No, but go to that question though. Go to that question.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Other parties have their candidate, right? AAC definitely going to present a candidate. Other parties going to present their candidate. Okay, so when we vote for those people, when we vote for them, if none of them meet the electoral requirement, to be declared president, then we will start alignment from there.
How do you vote for them?
Reorganization restructuring will start from there. We will start to negotiate how do we run this nation.
Ajan Lekoko,
hold on. How do you galvanize Nigerians?
If you don't have...
How do you galvanize Nigerians? How do you galvanize Nigerians to vote for them?
Let Ajan Lekoko just have the space. Ajan Lekoko, don't go the full length. Just stay within parameters. But you are saying exactly what I am saying, but with a different slant and with your characteristic passion. What you have just said is exactly what I'm saying. There is no person in the horizon that presents a reasonable, viable alternative that people can vest confidence in. So we're left with a bad bunch, and what we are picking is the lesser of so many evils, the best of a bad bunch. This is what we have. Because what you have just described now, you said to vote them out. But then you couldn't really confidently say to vote who in. You know that.
Okay, I've told you, Sowore is one of the candidates of AAC. You might not like Sowore. Hold on,
I don't think anybody likes Sowore.
You might not like him. We're gonna see Mogbalu. Hold on, you're gonna see Mogbalu. You're gonna see some other candidates.
What I see here, I think I mentioned it earlier. What I see here is Nigeria now. Tell me one of those political parties out of the bunch of them that can dislodge either PDP or APC. That's where we have the problem. You said we
don't have problem. It's you people that are not courageous.
You said we should vote these guys out. How do we? Are you aware of the fact that we Nigerians in diaspora, we are like passionate more. We are even passionate more than the Nigerians in Nigeria about even the system. Do you understand that? So how do you galvanize Nigerians
we have a responsibility. This platform is one of the platforms. It's one of the vehicles we can use.
To vote for a Sowore or to vote for a Mogbalu. How do we do that? That's where we should start the conversation.
We are doing one on this platform. We are doing one on this platform. If you use this platform and others use the other platform and other around the world, we can use it to galvanize our people.
Sowore used every social media platform in 2019. Where does it happen
now? What's this guy now? I said, hold on. When I say hold, please, let's hear from Ayo and then Solly and then Enigmatic, just so we have some structure to it. You see, it's the passion. I understand the passion. Like I said, 200 million lives. But Ayo, just succinctly, Solly to the point, and then we hear from Enigmatic and then Bia.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I suppose what I suppose myself and I suspect other people are finding frustrating on the platform is we're supposed to be, all of us are in the diaspora, we know how politicians should present themselves. We know how a country should work, and we can't agree on basics. We can't agree that certain people are no longer suitable, and we keep on making excuses. Oh, Nigeria is not ready, or they don't have a political machine. It's never going to stop until at least those of us who know better can categorically say this guy is not fit and start working from there. But we still seem to make excuses for people who have no business. People like Atiku. So this isn't ethnic. I'm a Yoruba guy. Tinubu is Yoruba. So this isn't about, I would rather pick Peter Obi or Mogbalu over any of those old fools any day. And it just seems like there's a voice or a couple of voices on the platform that are so stuck in this old paradigm of rinse and repeat.
Stuck in reality, you mean?
Yes. Well, I don't know if it's reality. It's stuck in what's comfortable or what they can envision, because this is what they're used to. At some point, enough has to be
in a bubble.
Exactly.
They're in a bubble.
We need to start publicly, every single person, denouncing people that are not suitable for public office anymore. We need to denounce Atiku. That should not be a debate. We need to denounce Tinubu. That should not be a debate. But we can't. And I get it. No one's ever going to agree on the same thing. But some people are just no longer suitable. You have a guy defecating and urinating on himself in public, but somehow we're still thinking that, that isn't sufficient enough to discount him. So where is the yardstick? What are we trying to? And when conversations like this happen, it just seems like it's a waste of time thinking Nigeria is going to get anywhere, because you guys are supposed to be the elite. But these are
it's gonna get worse.
For whatever reason.
And military will jump in.
All right, thank you. So let's hear from Solly and then Enigmatic. So Solly, just as succinctly as Ayo was, you wanted to say.
Yes, I just before I start, I want to reply Ajani Koko. It's not as if I don't like Sowore. I like him. Out of all the candidates, he's the one I like the most. But I'm being realistic. It doesn't bring the confidence in people, and I don't want to waste my vote. We all have only one vote, and if I'm going to give it to somebody, I don't want Fulani.
You cannot even vote from abroad. What are you talking about? Forget about your vote. You cannot even vote. When was the last time you traveled to Nigeria to go and vote? Just forget about that. You are a second-class citizen. All of us in abroad, we are second-class. You don't even have the right to vote. And you are talking that you don't want to waste your vote.
All right. You know when you
talk and let people hear you. That don't vote for these people. You are saying you don't want to throw away your vote.
No, let him talk his own thoughts, though.
What are you talking about?
All right, thank you, Ajale Koko. So before I go back to you, Solly, when Solly finishes, I'm going to do a rapid fire round robin question from what Ajale Koko just said, but complete your thought, Solly, and then before I go to Enigma. Who have we lost? We haven't lost you, Solly. So carry on, Solly.
See, I don't like all this kind of emotional backlash. If you have a point to make the point and let it be factual. All this shouting you are shouting at me is not going to change anything. Nigeria is a 600.
Are you a sensitive
Nigeria is a 600 euro flight. I can go there and come back now if I want. I'm not going to feel it. It's going to be a 4-hour trip.
Okay, sorry, who's your man?
OBO, look at that.
No. So don't say all these kind of things.
And then you go and vote for Tinubu.
No, to the point.
Yes,
go to the point.
And I will. In fact, I will vote for him to spite you. I will vote for him so that someone will not become president.
And that is a waste of vote. Look at that. This is.
Look at the young guy. Look at the young guy trying to destroy his own future.
Hold on now. Oh God.
Oh my God.
Can you settle down?
Okay, it's my turn. It's my turn.
No, hold on. It's not your turn yet. Hold on. Solly, you get to talk next, but don't be overly sensitive. It's a conversation. Ajale Koko likes you. We all like you. But go.
I like you too, Solly.
No, go to the politics of it and leave the ad hominems. Yeah.
That is emotional blackmail. You don't.
Look at that. What did I just say?
Move on, bro. We like you.
Let me go to my point. Let me go to my point. My point is that when we started this was about 60 minutes ago. It was based on the fact that Ayo was talking about somebody peeing. So what? These are old people. What do you expect from them? When you get to that age, you will do the same thing. Can I finish? Are you going to let me finish?
Go on, Solly. Just carry on.
So, what you're arguing on, based that somebody should not become president because they piss themselves, is their brain working? Is it his ass or his dick that is going to use to?
Oh God, they settle down.
You now.
Young people now. You know what young people are like
now. Are you going to let me finish?
Can you move on to me, please? One man. I think it's my turn now.
No. Sally, hold on. If you let him have the space, he will finish. But quickly to the point.
When I talk about Tinubu, I use facts. If I am wrong, I'm not telling you to stop me or interject, but you must interject me with facts also and not emotional blackmail. Don't tell me I am supporting Tinubu because I want to use my vote logically. You can waste your vote and vote for Sowore and allow a full animal to come back. That is your choice. Nobody is stopping you. I am not emotionally blackmailing you. But I am using logic and I am backing it up with facts.
All right.
Point of correction, Enigma. It's not your turn. You came last. You even were after Rational Mind.
No, sorry.
It's my turn.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm not going to take that.
Yeah, no, hold on, enigmatic. That was how I sequenced it, Bia. But
you sequenced it like that, but if you want to claim right,
please,
I understand. One man, no,
what is wrong with this
sequence it, no problem.
Hold on.
I don't mind to come last.
No,
I don't mind.
Hold on, Bia. In 10 minutes, I'm going to have to. Can you hold on? In 10 minutes or 10-15 minutes, I'm going to have to go do school runs. So obviously I'm going to just leave. So if you just cooperate with me, then we capture as many opinions as we can. But before we go to enigmatic,
I want to ask you, but why did you put me last? I don't mind.
I didn't put you last now.
I came before Enigma.
Okay.
No problem. I'll wait. No, wait.
You are right. I did grow.
I'll wait, but tell Enigma, don't be counting positions, please. Thank you.
Look at that.
You make your point already. So right.
I have the power to have Abakaliki deleted from the planet.
How dare you? How dare you? You don't know where Abakaliki started. Don't forget I'm a woman. I carry you in my belly for 9 months. I will delete you.
All right. Thank you, Bia. I just want to do a quick round robin.
No,
please. No.
No more interruption. One man is going to pick who speak, and then we'll go from there.
Please. I just want to do a very quick round robin question. Just off the back of something that Dan Lekoko was saying in his conversation to Solly, just a very rapid answer to that, and then I'll go to enigmatic and then Bia. So that should be the sequence. So Adele Koko was saying that Solly is in abroad and he doesn't even get the vote. And that brought the thought to my head that how many of us on this platform even have a PVC? So I'll start with X0 to land on beer. So X0, do you have a PVC? X0.
A PVC I don't have.
You don't have.
But a PVC I don't have. But that doesn't mean I cannot use my voice to help those who are back home because we are the ones funding them.
All right, fair enough. Ajale Koko, do you? Hold on. It's a round robin question. Ajale Koko do you have a PVC?
I don't have, but we should. If we have a good nation, they should have issued some for us that are living in abroad, and we should be able to vote wherever we are in Nigeria.
All right, thank you. Enigmatic, do you have a PVC?
No, I don't.
Okay, Rational Mind, I suspect you don't have a PVC.
I have.
All right, brilliant. That's one. Ayo, do you even know what a PVC is?
PVC piping. PVC. Of course, I know. PVC,
so, do you have one?
I do not. I don't.
All right, Solid, do you have a PVC?
No, but I plan to get a PVC this year because
look
Blue
at your
Bushel
plan.
is right.
Can I
finish? I don't like this.
I'm telling you,
You see why Nigeria is in trouble,
Yeah, you be our assistant.
National Mind. Imagine a woman now that carry all of us and they put me last. That's why Nigeria will not move forward. We don't have respect for women.
What do you have to say again?
All right, thank you. All right, thank you. No, sorry, you've given the answer.
Let me finish.
Okay, finish.
I have a reason. I have a reason why.
Go on.
Solly is the future of the tomorrow. Please let him talk.
You know, hold on. Before you say anything else, Solly, I just want to draw your attention to something. You spend more time arguing the point than making the point.
So just make the point. Finish.
Don't worry now. And then you belly ache about that for so long. But to make your point.
I have not voted. I have not voted. I have not voted before because I was not of age to vote. I was in school and I just finished my university and I'm working. So I've not had the chance to go back to Nigeria because of my education. I am going back this year to get my PVC, unlike everybody here, and I'm going to vote in 2023. I did, like Blue Bushel commented. I grew up around
that's personal to him. God, yeah.
I grew up around this old school politician, so I know what I'm saying.
It was just a snapshot answer, you know. A snapshot answer. Thank you, Solly.
I am going
all right.
Solly, yes or no?
We see why you want to go and vote for them again because you grew up among them.
I have never voted. I have never voted before.
All right, thanks. Let's move on, please.
All right, and Tobia. Do you have a PVC? Yeah. So you see, that's just.
So you, woman, do you have it?
You know, I never even knew what a PVC was until a few months ago. So no, I don't have a PVC.
So I'm the only one in this on this platform that has it now.
Well, that just makes the point, though. We come here banging heads and banging tables. That no.
One man, Nigeria gave us opportunity. Don't you think we'll be voting? We don't count. Our votes won't even count.
Do you have a PVC?
No, I don't. I do not.
One man, do you have a PVC?
No, I still don't.
But you know that this your platform can be used to convince people to do the right thing, and that is what we are all here for. We are in the
we have to determine what the right thing is first before we convince people.
Of course.
And to the comment sections, to the people on the platform, if you have a PVC or you don't, say yes I do,
yes or no
I don't. Okay, so to you now, enigmatic.
And hit the like button as well as you answer and you put your question and you answer forward.
Hit the like buttons now.
Okay.
So just condense it now because very quickly now I have to leave the house to go pick up my children. But let's hear from you, enigmatic.
Sure. So now my thought process, actually, I have to adjust it a little bit now because with your question, when you ask, do we have PVC or not? Most of us obviously do not have. Okay, I will take it from there. Now, we want a better Nigeria. On the record, I want to let everybody know, for me, of course, I do not have a voting power in Nigeria, so I do not have to vote for anybody. Do I support any politician in Nigeria? Except for maybe Showore, Tinubu, Atiku, all of them, I see them as on the same table. So Nigeria is going nowhere with any of those folks. So how do we diasporans now, like Ajani Koko said, how do we impact or how do we galvanize, an average Nigerian to see the good in Sowore, to see the good in Moghalu, to see the good in Soludo, to see the good in Peter Obi? That becomes a very, Herculean task. How does all this guy move, to those? Let's even assume that Peter Obi moves to PDP and then maybe Moghalu moves to APC and they want to get the presidential ticket. Are they going to get it? That's where we should start from, because the two political parties either will like it or not, take it or leave it. AAC does not have that spread. What is Moghalu's party? They do not have that spread. The only parties who have those spread is PDP and APC, and we know they are one. They interchange their philosophies and everything. So where do we move forward from here?
That's all right. That's the $1 million question. I am safe to speak for everybody on the platform to say that none of the people in play are our choice. But then what other choice do we have? We cannot, when we're saying Sowore, Moghalu, nobody is really thinking that really are they. We need a real stand-up, solid sort of a person that sounds large, that we can all rally behind. And that is not Sowore, that just prints and peacocks all over the place. And that is not Moghalu that we would say according to Switzerland. And it's not, these are just nonsensical people. But
we have to start from somewhere.
I hate to hear that from you, one man. Don't call Moghalu nonsensical. Don't call those guys nonsensical.
They are not nonsensical.
You are calling them nonsensical. You are calling us as well nonsensical.
No.
Don't call them nonsensical.
Okay. Maybe
guys are trying to do their best.
Okay, maybe that's an inappropriate phraseology, but essentially they don't inspire confidence. Certainly not in me, and it looks as though not in the vast majority. But Bia, let's hear from Bia.
We need to start from somewhere, basically. How do we know who is capable and who is not? Obviously, I do not support Tinubu to become the president. I don't want any of those set of people in that range, to govern Nigeria. But basically, I do not support, judging people by, the P or no P. His age, he's off for me. But believing on the P or not, it's not one of the criteria that we use to vote. But anyways, he's off my voting list. I do not support him to become the president. I would prefer someone who is younger and more active.
Who is that person, if you don't mind, please?
We can start from the people we have that at least have managed to present themselves, have had the balls to come out. We can say or sing all the songs and all the sermons and make all the noises. We are waiting for the Jesus Christ to come.
Obi, Moghalu, Sowore.
Yes, they're all there. Let's.
But how do we galvanize Nigerians? That's the problem. How do we dislodge PDP and APC? They are the party who have the spread.
Yeah, before you start farming, what do? You plow you first of all clear the forest, and all that. The trees that we have are 1 minute. Let me finish. You asked me a question. Let's clear these trees. How?
Let Bia carry on here.
Okay. How? Because our Nigeria is like a forest full of rotten trees that are old and that are trying to control the small ones. It's like a big tree that is old that refuses to fall, but it's covering sunshine it's covering the small plants from getting photosynthesis to generate positive outcome. So how are we going to do that? So until Nigeria, I don't know how we're going to do it, but we should find a way to make way for these people. No, don't laugh, because it's not funny. It's not funny. These people are sitting down there. How are we going to overthrow them? First of all, we need to reduce corruption.
It's the same question I posed to you.
Yes, we need to find a way to deal with corruption. And we have to find a way to make every Nigerian's vote to count. And we cannot say Sowore is the wrong person and Moghalu is not the right person. They don't have to be super rich. They don't have to be super men.
It's confidence.
They got confidence.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question, Bia, and just answer it frontally. Do you think Nigerians have confidence or belief in Sowore?
Yes, I do.
You think so? And Moghalu, you think Nigerians have confidence in Moghalu?
Yes. Otherwise, when like people that vote when the Showore went for for votes and stuff like that, because he didn't I'm sure the political elite rigged the election and stuff like that, even though you may say he didn't get much votes. But we need to change our mindsets. We cannot say Showore is not capable. We don't know. No one in this world that had become prime ministers or presidents are perfect. They need to start from somewhere. Let's make good example of one of them somehow. Let them just get there. They may not be perfect, but it is good for us to have someone that is able-minded and agile. A fresh new grass that we help them to flourish, because they are not going to rule alone. But first of all, we need to change our mindset and accept that these people like Showore and others that have put themselves out there are capable. Not until then, you're not going to work one man.
All right, thank you, Bia. So let me acknowledge Alexander's super chat, who says, I think this is just for laughs. He says, I think I just peed myself, just like Egbon Tinubu, out of sheer laughter. Geez. So that is Alexander just enjoying the session.
That's different, Alexander.
No, that's humor. That's just.
I know your bladder must have been full. Doesn't mean it's leaking.
Mm-hmm. No. I think that was a metaphor, by the way. That's not actually stating something that actually happened. That's metaphorically.
Guys, let's leave one man.
All right, that's metaphorically speaking. But I'm going to start to round off here. But I want to hear from Rational Mind, who has not really had the space to express himself. So just in a short little window, Rational Mind, let's hear from you.
Well, I just want to speak to what is going on in Osun State. Aregbesola, boy, I'm at there.
What you tell already, Baba? What you tell already?
So, see the way he was bragging, saying,
you don't know what Tinubu is trying to do against him over there.
Tinubu is not trying to do anything, Baba. Tinubu is not trying to do anything, but look, even the APC now, who are they recognizing in the National Party? They are recognizing the governor. Okay. Politically, the governor should be the leader of the party, right? But if you at Aregbesola does not agree with the governor, they should wait to do that.
In Kano.
All right.
Kano situation is a subject of litigation. Don't forget that. It's a subject of litigation.
That is fraud. That is the fraud we are talking about.
Maybe we'll bring it up later.
Fraud we are talking about. The governor must not own the party. The party must be owned by the people.
Situation, but does it work in Nigeria?
No. Can you hold on, please? Let's put that conversation. Let's put that conversation in abeyance and hear from Rational Mind, because I have to run errands soon.
I just want to say real quick. Maybe we should leave it for later so that you can go pick up your kids. I mean, I think I've said what I want to say.
All right, so I'll leave it there. Carry the conversation on within the comment section, but here.
Okay, Rational Mind. Let's continue from there, please.